Happy Friday, everybody. We made it to the end of the week, and things are looking good for the weekend here in Hampton Roads. Welcome back to another episode of More with Moeller, a deeper dive into weather, weekdays here at 10:30. Craig is still on vacation, so I'm here filling in for him. We have a lot of good things to talk about on this Friday, so let's get started. Here at Hampton Roads, we still have our weather alert day in effect until about 1 o'clock this afternoon. We have those gusty winds that are still going to be here throughout the day today and into our Saturday as well. They're not going to be as strong for tomorrow, but throughout the day today, they are going to be pretty gusty. We also have the chance to continue to see tidal flooding as well. So just throughout the day today, you're going to want to stay close on what's going on with that forecast. We have coastal flood alerts in effect throughout the day today, anywhere from about 1 o'clock in the afternoon for areas towards Virginia Beach until 3 o'clock in the afternoon for areas around Norfolk and up towards the peninsula and eastern shore. You guys have these coastal flood warnings in effect until 6 o'clock this evening. So if you're on your way to work or you're on your way home from work and you know of some roadways that can kind of get flooded when we have those higher tides, you just want to keep that in mind. We also have a wind advisory in effect for areas along the coast from Norfolk over towards Virginia Beach down towards Nags Head for wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour, and that is until 4 o'clock this afternoon. So what else is on the agenda today? We still have Tropical Storm Sara down in the Caribbean. We have a weather pattern change on the way for a good portion of the United States as we head into the start of next week. And I'm going to go into a little bit of a deeper dive on how much rain we saw here in Hampton Roads the last 24 hours and how if that's going to have a good impact on the drought we were seeing, and going to go into the wind gusts we've already seen and the tidal flooding as well as we head into the next day or so. So here we are with Tropical Storm Sara still out there in the Caribbean. Not a very strong tropical storm. Winds are only about 50 miles per hour, but it is still out there. And of course, we only have about 2 weeks left of the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season. And normally during this time, it's pretty quiet, but this season we've already had a major hurricane in November, which was Rafael, and now we have Tropical Storm Sara way out there. And you could see from the peak all the way towards November, the activity ramps down. But the activity this season has been pretty active for our November. So taking a look at the tropics, we have Tropical Storm Sara just to the north of Honduras right now. Over the last 24 hours or so, you could see a good amount of thunderstorm activity trying to bubble around the center of circulation. But over the last couple of hours, you could kind of see the thunderstorm activity kind of dying down a bit. So over the last 24 to 12 hours or so, it was strengthening from the really warm waters in the Caribbean, but it's really running out of real estate as we head throughout the next 12 to 24 hours. You could see Honduras right here to its south, Guatemala, the Yucatan Peninsula. So it's running out of water. It's running out of that warm energy to continue growing. And that's why we could kind of see some of the thunderstorm activity starting to die down. But it's also not moving very quickly. It's only moving at about 5 miles per hour towards the west. As of the recent update from the National Hurricane Center at 10 a.m., winds right now at about 50 miles per hour. So still a low-end tropical storm, not going to be a very big wind maker for areas in the central Caribbean. Again, moving slowly to the west at 5 miles per hour, 30 miles to the south-southwest of Honduras right now. But you'll notice over the next couple of days, it is certainly not going to move very quickly. By the time we get to Sunday, it's still going to be just off the coast of Guatemala. So for the next day or two, it's going to just meander here off the coast of Honduras, bringing a lot of rainfall to these areas. And these are very mountainous regions as well. So when you add on a torrential amount of rainfall in these areas over a short period of time, that just leads to you could see landslides in these areas, and they're very prone to those. So we could see some pretty catastrophic damage if we see the amount of rainfall we are expecting from Sara. But again, as we go throughout the next couple of days, as we head into Sunday, it should be back to a tropical depression as it moves over the Yucatan Peninsula and kind of just end up as a remnant low as we head towards Monday morning. We still have tropical storm warnings up for most of Honduras over towards Guatemala as well, but no warnings over towards the Yucatan Peninsula. Over the last couple of days when Sara was kind of first emerging, a lot of the models were making this into a pretty significant storm, a hurricane by the weekend, and even some models were making a major hurricane as we got towards the beginning and middle of the upcoming work week. But luckily, it shifted more towards the south and wasn't able to really hone in on the super warm waters because of the close land interaction it's been having. Because look at these waters in the Caribbean, mid to lower 80s, still in the 80s in the Gulf of Mexico, much warmer in the northern Gulf. You'll see temperatures just to the south of Mississippi in the upper 60s, 72 degrees around the Big Bend of Florida. So certainly that's too cold for hurricanes to grow or tropical storms to grow. You need warm waters that are about 80 degrees or higher. Certainly have that here in the Caribbean, but up towards the Gulf, certainly lacking on some of those warmer waters, except for areas more towards in between the Yucatan and Cuba. But here's the wind shear as well. You'll notice another reason why the models were having this grow into a significant storm was because there's a lack of wind shear in the Caribbean compared to what you're noticing up towards the Gulf of Mexico, the areas in blue, these areas in pink indicating, a good amount of wind shear in the Gulf of Mexico. But here's the thing, once Sara weakens into a depression or a remnant low and makes its way back over into the Gulf of Mexico, we're going to have a storm system coming out of Mexico over towards Texas. The jet stream is going to have, a dip like this. We'll have a cold front that's going to kind of meander its way and pick the remnants of Sara up as we head towards the middle of next week. So here's the GFS model. You'll see bringing some rain to areas of Honduras over towards Guatemala. It'll continue to just sit in the same area for the next couple of days before it continues to move its way over towards the Yucatan and the moisture, the remnant moisture of Sara kind of making its way north into the Gulf of Mexico. We'll have that front all the way off towards our north, and that's going to pick it up over the next couple of days and bring that moisture more over to Florida. But so the good news is this upcoming Wednesday for Florida, they're going to see more rainfall than normal, but compared to the last couple of days or when this storm was first kind of forming, there was certainly going to be possibly a hurricane hitting Florida on Wednesday, but luckily those things change, and now it's just going to be the moisture of what used to be Sara. But here's the good news as well. After Sara, it's quiet. There's really not much going on in the main development region. You don't really look out here during November for storms to form. It's more in areas of the Caribbean, which is what we've been seeing with Rafael and with Sara. But again, after Sara kind of disappears, we should be good for the rest of the season, but you never know. Things could change. We still have 2 weeks left. Here's our next topic. We have a pattern change coming up, and part of the change is that storm that's going to kind of pick up Sara's remnant moisture and bring it over towards Florida. So here's the jet stream heading into the weekend and early next week. You'll see this big trough over the western part of the United States. That's going to bring down some cooler air in the west. You have more of a ridge in the eastern part of the United States, so warmer temperatures for areas in the east, especially the southeast. But you'll see this trough here over Texas, and when you have the jet stream kind of looking like this, you can get some severe weather when you have the cold air, the warm air kind of coming together, and that's what the jet stream does. It separates warm and cold air masses, and when you have the jet stream looking like this, it can lead to some severe weather. So as we head into Sunday, the Storm Prediction Center is saying for areas around Texas, we could see some severe weather, some scattered severe weather Sunday going into Monday as well. So this is what they're saying for Sunday in the area around San Angelo, over towards Dallas, north towards Lubbock. And then on Monday, kind of going into Oklahoma and areas of Missouri and western Arkansas as well, northern Texas. But Texas isn't, they're not new to having severe weather in November, and they could also have the chance to see some tornadoes as we head into Monday as well. It's not a big risk right now, but the setup could be there for them to happen. Here's what you normally see for tornado risk areas for November. It's a lot of Louisiana, Mississippi, East Texas, Central Texas as well. The Storm Prediction Center was saying we could see some of those severe weather areas over here, but still, Texas averages about 7 tornadoes every November. So they're not new. This isn't something new for the area. It's just not super common. But again, here's that storm system that's going to kind of develop heading Sunday into Monday, and it's going to be kind of a potent low pressure system, bringing a lot of heavy rain, some severe weather to areas of Texas. It'll move its way into Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas as well, bringing a lot of heavy rain to the area. You'll see a lot of isobars around here. So a pretty strong low pressure system, going to have some gusty winds as well, and a lot of rainfall making its way into the central portions of the United States, which of course they certainly need because it has been very dry throughout the entire United States. A lot of the areas under abnormally dry or moderate drought conditions. So here's the jet stream once again for Monday, and you'll see this ridge over the eastern portions of the United States, and you'll see these colors on the map are temperature anomalies. So when you have the darker reds, that's warmer than normal, and then when you have the blues and the pinks and the purples, that's cooler than normal. So you'll see this trough over here in the west. That's going to bring down much cooler temperatures, so that's why you'll see cooler than average temperatures over here. And then when you have that ridge building in the eastern United States, that's when you have those warmer than average temperatures. But I also just wanted to add about the severe weather for areas over towards Texas is that another reason why you can get severe weather when you have a jet stream like this is it can also cause some wind shear, which can cause some tornadoes. So you'll have the winds aloft, a couple thousand feet in the atmosphere going in this direction, and then you'll have a system that's bringing up the surface winds coming up from the south, and then you have them coming at a different direction and sometimes at a different speed. So you not only get directional shear, but you can also get wind speed shear as well, which can lead to rotation in the atmosphere, and then it could lead to tornadoes. So again, another reason why they could see some severe weather heading into Sunday and Monday of the upcoming work week. But you'll see the jet stream is going to shift and move its way more towards the east. We're going to see cooler temperatures making their way over towards the central plains of the United States. Wednesday, the trough moves all the way over to areas around Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, over towards Georgia as well. So the eastern portion of the United States, especially the southeast, finally going to see some cold temperatures as we make our way towards the middle and end of November. They haven't really been getting super cold weather the last couple of weeks because the jet stream has always been giving us a ridge on this side of the United States, but finally we're going to see some colder temperatures making their way into the area. So if you like colder temperatures, you're happy. But if you like the warmer weather, it's not going to be the best next couple of weeks for you. From November 21st to the 29th, looking like we'll see well below average temperatures for areas in the southeast, especially around Atlanta. Mid-Atlantic, a little bit below normal, closer to a little bit around average. Up towards northern New England, you guys could be above average, but then we could see some above average temperatures for areas in the west. So here's a look at some of the temperatures over the next couple of days. Might be kind of hard to see. They're a little small, but here we are getting into Sunday. We have the temperature anomalies once again. Temperatures in Chicago on Sunday in the lower 60s, not bad. We have the mid to lower 70s in Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, over towards Nashville. Even up towards the northeast, temperatures are comfortable in the lower 60s and mid to lower 50s as well, 60 in Philadelphia. Once we get into Monday morning, Monday afternoon, temperatures still not bad in the East Coast. You'll see over towards the west, it's still cold over there because they have the trough, and areas in the east still have that ridge. But you'll notice, again, by Tuesday and Wednesday, that trough is shifting more towards the east, and that is bringing in some colder temperatures for Wednesday and Thursday, definitely in areas in the south. And you'll see in Memphis, in Montgomery, Alabama, even down in Texas, temperatures in the lower 40s by early Thursday morning. So it's going to be a cold, cold start to the day from what they've been experiencing the last couple of weeks, because they really haven't seen this much cold air since really last winter. And you'll notice Thursday, 10 o'clock in the morning, it's 43 degrees in Dallas, Texas, and 46 degrees in Portland, Maine. It's 3 degrees warmer way up in Maine. You normally wouldn't expect that, but again, it's all part of that jet stream. It's bringing in the much colder air into parts of the south, and the jet stream's kind of topping out over here, right? So it's going like this, topping out over here. So it's kind of bringing up those warmer temperatures towards the northeast compared to bringing down those colder temperatures in the south. But yeah, they're going to see some much colder temperatures in the southeast. A lot of them are looking forward to it because it's been so hot. So again, they kind of want the sweater weather, and it's coming, and it's going to be there for Thanksgiving as well. We're going to go to our next topic, the wind and tidal flooding we've seen here in the Hampton Roads area, and kind of recap the amount of rain we saw for the last 24 hours. Again, we have that weather alert day in effect for this afternoon from the gusty winds and the tidal flooding that is possible as well. The rain is mostly out of here. We dried out for the later parts of the morning. Getting into the afternoon, could see a few lingering showers, but overall we'll be dry heading into our Friday evening. But again, you just want to stay close to the forecast throughout the day today. Here's a look at the radar. The last couple of hours or so, we saw a good amount of rain making its way through our area. We definitely needed it. But again, we're starting to dry out. Things are looking much better. Still a little bit cloudy. We have a few maybe scattered showers in areas towards the Outer Banks, but for the most part, most of us are just pretty cloudy. Here's the estimated rainfall for the last 24 hours. Areas up towards the eastern shore saw about 3 inches of rain, which is great news. They have a severe drought. We saw areas over towards Williamsburg, 2.3 inches, Norfolk, 1.4, over towards Virginia Beach, 1.5 inches as well. But so a good amount of these areas saw anywhere from 1 to 2, close to 3 inches of rain. We love to see that. We've been in a drought for a while. Remember, we had that 36-day streak of absolutely no rain. Down towards North Carolina, you guys saw a little bit less, but still, every little bit counts. Around Elizabeth City, 0.6 inches, 1.2 inches just to the south of Moyock. Poplar Branch, about 1.3 inches of rain. Edenton, only about 0.4 inches. But over towards Ahoskie and Murfreesboro, you guys saw anywhere from close to 2 to a little bit over 3 inches of rain. So as we go throughout the next couple of hours today, we're going to start to dry out. Only a small rain chance for later this morning, and then we'll clear out for the afternoon. Any evening plans, things looking good. And waking up tomorrow morning for your Saturday, it'll be nice and dry, but still breezy. Here's the drought monitor. This came out yesterday. The new ones come out every Thursday morning. And compared to last week, you'll notice that the severe drought has expanded to areas of Norfolk, over towards Virginia Beach, up towards the northern neck, and all of the eastern shore is under a severe drought. Now, this moderate drought has also expanded more out towards the west. Areas along I-95 is now in a moderate drought, and a lot more of the state of Virginia is under a moderate drought. A little bit better out towards Lynchburg, Farmville, and South Boston. You guys are just abnormally dry. But again, a lot of the entire state of Virginia, even the whole United States, is under a moderate drought, and a good portion under a severe drought. Let's go to the peak wind gusts we've seen already since yesterday, anywhere from 20 to 30 miles per hour, which was expected for this storm system. But even down towards Manio, close to 40 mile per hour wind gusts, 21 mile per hour gusts over in Hampton, 29 in Elizabeth City, and 23-mile-per-hour gusts over in Edenton. Right now, it's still pretty breezy, even down towards Manio, still gusting to about 30 miles per hour as of 11 o'clock this morning. Not as bad further inland. Over towards Smithfield, only gusting to about 11 miles per hour. Chesapeake, close to 20, but again, if you're closer to the shore, that's where you'll see those higher wind gusts. Downtown Norfolk, gusting at about 24 miles per hour. Virginia Beach, not a great beach day. Hopefully you're not there, because not only is it cloudy and a little rainy and dreary, it is just very windy. So if you're at the beach and it's super windy, you have all the sand blowing out your face. Not the best day for it, but this weekend could be a better day for it. A nice walk on the beach. Take a look at down at Duck, gusting to close to 40 miles per hour this morning. Kill Devil Hills at about 25 miles per hour. It's going to continue to be pretty windy throughout the rest of the day, anywhere from 20 to 30 miles per hour, especially down towards Hatteras. The closer you get to the southern areas of the Outer Banks, you'll see those higher wind gusts throughout the day today. But Norfolk, Virginia Beach, 20 to 25 miles per hour. Later tonight, we could see those going up a little bit to 30, 35 miles per hour. Those are going to linger into Saturday morning as well. So even though Saturday is going to be nice and sunny, it's going to be breezy, temperatures in the lower 60s. So with these breezes, it's just going to add an added chill to the air. So as we go throughout the afternoon, they'll come down a little bit. I don't think it'll be as bad as today. And then once we get to about Saturday night into Sunday morning, those winds really start to calm down a bit. Sunday morning, looking good. Only wind gusts about 5 to 10, maybe 15 miles per hour. Then as we get into the afternoon, pretty similar. Things looking pretty good. Here are the coastal flood alerts. Once again, we have coastal flood warnings in effect for a lot of the area, anywhere from Norfolk over towards Virginia Beach, up towards the peninsula, northern neck, eastern shore, all under a coastal flood warning. Now, these will go away at different points in time. So Virginia Beach, your coastal flood warning is in effect until about 1 o'clock this afternoon. Areas around Norfolk until about 3 o'clock this afternoon. But up towards the peninsula, your coastal flood warning is in effect until 6 o'clock this evening. Here's a look at the tides at Sewell's Point. So earlier this morning at about 8 o'clock, you guys were seeing some moderate coastal flooding, about 5.5 feet. Even heading tonight to about 8 o'clock, we'll see some nuisance flooding, 4.3 feet. So if you're heading home from work later on and you know some of these roads that can get inundated by floodwaters when you have higher tides, you're definitely going to want to watch out for that. Even into Saturday morning as well, we could continue to see it. And as we get into Saturday evening, things start to get a little bit better. And so not only are we seeing those strong wind gusts, which are pushing some of the water onto shore, so we're seeing those higher tides, but it's also aligning with the Beaver supermoon that we'll be able to see tonight. You couldn't really see it last night because it was raining, it was cloudy, but tonight it'll be nice and clear. We'll be able to see it. But again, when you have a supermoon, the moon is much closer to the Earth. So this one is about 14,000 miles closer than where the 14,000 miles closer than where the moon normally is. So when you have a closer moon, you have a stronger pull on the tides, and that's why you can get higher than normal tide. So it'll be rising tonight on Friday, 11/15/2024. So taking a live look outside right now, though, here in downtown Norfolk, it's getting drier, but it is a very, very cloudy morning out there right now. As we go throughout the rest of the day, we'll start to see those clouds starting to get out of the way. Temperatures will get down into the lower 50s for this evening, some upper 40s out there as well. Once we get to Saturday morning, a great start to the day. Temperatures in the upper 40s to mid to lower 50s. It'll be a sunny day, but again, it's going to be breezy. You'll see those winds kind of shifting out of the north and the west, so that could put kind of a relief on some of the coastal flooding on areas towards the shore. And as we head into our Saturday evening, not bad either. We'll stay clear. It'll be a very cool night, especially areas inland. We'll see some mid to upper 30s, probably some lower 40s out there as well. Even closer to the shore, temperatures only in the lower 50s. Here's a look at the rest of the day for today. Temperatures rising into the upper 50s to around 60 in Norfolk. Again, it'll continue to be breezy. You see those icons right there for Norfolk and Virginia Beach. Still breezy along the eastern shore, much cooler up in Melfa, only about 54 degrees. 57 in Gloucester, 56 in Matthews today, and 57 degrees down in Hampton. For North Carolina, you guys are always just a tad bit warmer. 60 degrees in Edenton, 60 in Elizabeth City, 58 along Kill Devil Hills, and 59 degrees over in Manio this afternoon. Again, it's going to continue to be breezy. It'll be a little bit less breezy overnight, but again, they'll pick back up as we head into tomorrow. Here's a weekend preview, 62 degrees for Saturday. Not bad. We're going to love to see the sunshine after a couple days of the dreary weather. Heading into Sunday, it'll be a tad bit warmer, about 64 degrees. Still plenty of sunshine and pretty seasonable for this time of year, and those breezes will be down as well. So that'll be nice. Here's the 7-day forecast. We have that weather alert day in effect for the rest of the morning into the early parts of the afternoon, but we do clear out for the weekend. Things are looking fantastic. Then we're hitting close to 70 degrees on Monday, so if you're kind of yearning for those warmer temps, they could be coming back just a little bit as we head into the start of the work week next week. Tuesday looking dry, 66. Then we could see another round of showers making their way into the area next Wednesday and Thursday. But again, things could change over the next couple of days, but we could certainly need those rain chances as we head towards the middle of next week to help out with the drought. And of course, we will continue to do this more with Moeller weather every day during the week at 10:30. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And of course, we'll be back on a Monday at 10:30.